The pomegranate, an ancient fruit symbolizing life, abundance, and vitality, opens the door for us to a world of vibrant color, aroma, and intense flavor. Today, we will walk through orchards where ripe fruits hang among green leaves, shining in the sun, and waiting to be picked with care and dedication. We will learn how to identify the perfect pomegranate, firm, juicy, and with a skin full of reddish hues that hint at its inner sweetness. And at the end of our journey, we will discover how this seed is transformed into a bright and revitalizing natural juice, ready to bring vitality and pleasure to whoever enjoys it. A journey through flavor, history, nature, and tradition, where each fruit tells its own story. Today we are in Avanilla, and Eduardo is waiting for me. Eduardo, how are you? How are you doing? Good morning.
Hello, Fermin. How are you? Welcome to Granatum Plus.
So what do you all do here?
We use pomegranates, we market pomegranates, we extract juice from those pomegranates, we extract the extract from those pomegranates, and we sell products made from pomegranates, both fresh and as dietary supplements from this fruit.
All right, so let's head out to the field to see how we pick the pomegranates and why we have to cut them one way or another. Sound good to you? All right?
Okay.
All right, let's go this way. Okay, thank you.
Eduardo, here we are right in the middle of the pomegranate plantation, which is everything we're seeing here. It's time to harvest them, right? Yes, it's the season. Here is my father-in-law, who has spent his whole life taking care of this land.
Esteban, how many plantations do we have here?
Here in this area, there are 500 or 580 or so.
Okay, how many pomegranates can come out of this whole plantation we have?
From this whole plantation, well, maybe you can get around 25,000 kilos or so.
So you come here right now, see a pomegranate, and you know if it's good or bad, right?
Of course I do. Here, look, see how red it is?
It's perfect now for salads and everything.
If you don't pick it now, then it splits open.
Right?
You can tell when a pomegranate is perfect, you see? It's completely in a perfect round shape.
Okay.
So you touch it and you have, it's full of water, it's loaded, right?
Yes. And
that's what truly tells you it's at its very peak.
if I see a pomegranate with that yellow color, is it good? Or do I have to see it really, really red when I go to buy it at the supermarket?
Well, that's a bit of a handicap, and it's something consumers need to know. Spanish pomegranates aren't known for being the prettiest on the outside. However, it's a unique fruit. You can see that this one gets a slightly redder color, right? But inside, it's a sweet fruit just the way we like it here in Murcia.
Perfect for salads.
Sweet with a small seed. In other words, it has an extraordinary flavor. This pomegranate is served on the finest tables around the world.
They use to cut it?
Well, they carefully use sharp scissors to precisely cut the base, ensuring that absolutely nothing gets pricked or damaged again.
And do you to cut it close? Very?
Close, exactly. It's a touch.
That's very precise, very exact.
It's a very laborious harvest, and also much like citrus lemons, it possesses sharp thorns. There are certain parts of the plant that are quite considerably bothersome.
The pomegranate is one of the most characteristic fruits of autumn. In the mouth, it has a slightly tart taste and stands out especially for its color, a vibrant red. Although its season is very short, it has a great number of benefits.
Okay, the next step in this case is, do we put it in this machine to clean it?
Yes, exactly. First, we put it in the turning machine. First, we do an initial selection for...
So the ones that aren't used are sent to farms for animal feed?
Exactly. First, we give it a...
Cleaner?
Yes. we are carefully cleaning the ancient crown. The crown is being meticulously cleaned because, being a historically protected area, it frequently tends to develop a particular kind of fungus. This, in turn...
This machine is a blower. Exactly. It's underneath, inside.
Exactly. As you can see, all the residue or all the leaves that the pomegranate has are deposited in this tray, and then it goes through another roller, then through another blower, and after that, as you can see, we move on to the packaging line for grading and packaging.
What does each line do? The ones where we see the pomegranates passing by and so on.
Well, the grading is basically done by weight on this machine.
By weight?
We have it set up so that a pomegranate weighing 300 grams goes to a packaging area to pack all the 300-gram pomegranates, which usually correspond to the same size category.
Are we making a mistake if we put pomegranates in the fridge, or should we leave them out in the open, just sitting on the counter and so on?
You take a plastic bag, put them in, seal it well, and place it in the fridge. Those pomegranates will last you quite a while.
Eduardo, okay, so on this conveyor belt, as we discussed, they're being sorted and now they're coming down here.
Exactly. There you can see how the belt is moving. If there's a flaw, then that's second quality.
So this would be second quality?
Yes, because it has this.
Eduardo, we're already putting them in boxes, as I saw, and right now we're packing them. Where does all this go?
They're packed, and what happens next is that the pallets are strapped in the strapping machine we have, and then they're ready for when the trucks come to load them.
And these pomegranates are the ones we'd use for juice, right?
Exactly. This pomegranate, as you can see, doesn't look like much on the outside, but inside it's spectacular, even more so than the others. For our juice, it's important to note that we use different varieties to make it organoleptically perfect, so that people like it. The Wando pomegranate, for example, is a tart variety with a very intense color. We add that percentage to our juice, and it gives us an ideal acidity and an intense color to the juice.
From bioactive substances to antioxidants, the pomegranate is also a source of vitamins and minerals that help protect our cardiovascular system and strengthen our immune system.
Jose, how are you? How are you? Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Fermin. Welcome to Oromet. The idea is for you to see now in an industrial plant how we process the fruit you've seen in the field here in these facilities to obtain pomegranate juice and pomegranate extract.
The truck has just arrived right now. What do we do right now with the pallets of grain?
What we do now is carry out a reception control. Now what Agustin is doing is cutting some fruits to, in this case, measure the degree of ripeness, and what we're going to do is get a little juice from which we'll measure the Brix level and the acidity of the product.
Jose, this is the extraction room, right?
That's right. As we've seen, after storage, what we're going to do next is extract the fruit. In this line that we're about to see,
there is a first stage in a washing tank.
you'll see my colleagues sorting, and if there's any piece that's in bad condition, they'll put it on the central belt so it can be discarded. And the pomegranates that go along the two side belts move up to the grader, which will separate them by size so they can enter the different juice extractors. These juice extractors will cut the fruit into two halves, and they will press the mold onto the two halves to extract the juice inside so that the juice is immediately cooled and then sent to the aseptic filling area. All the rest of the product, which does not become this juice, ends up going through a screw conveyor and is ground with ultra-pure water to make a base puree, from which we obtain the Pomanox pomegranate extract.
Jose, this is the processing room, right?
That's right, Fermin. In this room, what happens is the continuation of the production process for the Pomanox pomegranate extract. We have about 3 main sections. These large 18-ton tanks are where this pomegranate puree mixed with ultra-pure water is stirred, and what we do is transfer all the antioxidants contained in the pomegranate into the aqueous fraction. From there, after about 4 hours, the water is loaded with antioxidants, and what we do next in the centrifuge section is separate the now exhausted pomegranate pulp, which is sent outside to be used for composting. In agriculture, while the aqueous liquids containing all these antioxidants are transferred to this area, which is the tangential filtration plant. Here, for this fruit, we select a very specific membrane with a molecular weight cutoff suitable for retaining all the potent antioxidants found in pomegranate, while allowing water, small sugars, and salts to pass through, which we then remove.
The deep red color of the pomegranate is due to the presence of plant pigments such as anthocyanins and other polyphenols, which give it its characteristic color. These compounds, which are found in the arils, the seeds covered in pulp, not only provide color but also act as antioxidants.
Inside this tank, we are going to remove it so that the entire production we've made with the fruit becomes homogenized. And once it's homogenized, we are going to pasteurize it. It will cool down to below 8 degrees and go to that other machine you see there, which is the non-aseptic filling head.
Okay, these are the drums we see here, right? With things like that, right?
Yes, Fermin. This is the auxiliary material that my colleagues prepare in order to be able to package the pomegranate juice. In this Pomanox pomegranate extract concentrate, what I need to do now is evaporate the water so that the remaining solids become the final dry extract. How does the machine work? It's an atomizer. What the atomizer does is inject the liquid from the top through some nozzles, creating droplets so fine that the air inside the atomizer, being very hot, causes the water to evaporate instantly. And what falls down is the dry Pomanox powder.
Jose, let's do another quality test.
Right now, what he's doing is taking a sample from one of the drums in the center of the Pomanox drying production, placing it in these special bags that will go to quality control. There, they will run a series of tests to ensure the product can be released and that it has the proper antioxidant content.
Jose, let's run another test on the pomegranate, specifically on the juice.
Now what he's checking is that the level of ripeness meets the criteria for European pomegranate juice. It has to be more than 14.5 bricks, and in this case it has 17 bricks. What you see here, I brought some little cups with pomegranate juice so you can get a sense of the characteristics of this juice.
It's delicious.
Yes, I don't know if you notice a flavor that isn't typical in juices. It's that feeling that leaves your tongue kind of rough, like your tongue gets stuck. This is known as astringency.
What I noticed when I tasted it are things that are indicated here.
These that we see here are alpha and beta punicalagins. We know that consuming between 80 and 100 milligrams of these alpha and beta punicalagins daily provides a range of health benefits for cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and for athletes.
We're heading to the UCAM Heider building, where Javier is waiting for me. Javier, how are you?
How are you doing?
Hello, good morning.
Hi Fermin, how's it? Nice meeting you.
Hey, here where we are, a major study was conducted with this main character, the pomegranate. Very Mercian, very much ours. What did you do with it?
In 2018 to 2019, a very thorough research study was conducted. And what we were considering at that time was whether it could improve post-exercise recovery. In other words, whether the fatigue athletes feel after a workout could be alleviated more quickly so that the next day they could perform at a more acceptable level.
What tests did you do to determine if recovery was faster?
Some pretty tough tests. We call it a triangular test. in which the athlete increases the speed every minute until reaching their maximum capacity. The subjects who consumed the product during the 15 days prior to these tests showed that they could pedal for a longer period of time. Therefore, more intensity and therefore better performance.
You had recommended taking it after exercising.
For many things, for sports as well.
Thank you very much for having us. It's been a pleasure meeting you here in your own space. See you soon.
Thank you to you all. Goodbye.
The history of the pomegranate dates back to Persia, where it was cultivated thousands of years ago and spread throughout the Mediterranean and the rest of the world, thanks to civilizations such as the Egyptians, Greeks, and Phoenicians. The Arabs introduced it to Spain, giving its name to the city of Granada, and from there the Spanish took it to America.
Anna, how are you? Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, Fermin. Welcome to Delison.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What we do here is package the pomegranate that comes directly from the field.
Okay, so let's look at the whole process then, shall we?
Luis is waiting for you. Let's get to it.
Thank you very much, Anna. See you later. See you later.
Bye.
Luis, this is where it all starts, right? That's how they arrive in these drums, in these bags, which are special bags.
Conical drums with an aseptic bag to also prevent any kind of alteration that the product might have. At the precise moment, the entire manufacturing process is completed and the drums are carefully opened. A representative sample is then extracted and it is thoroughly verified that all the specified quality parameters are indeed correct. Once the specialized conical drums arrive at the designated mixing room, their entire contents are carefully emptied into a considerably large tank. This tank is sufficiently capacious so that by utilizing an efficient pump mechanism, the processed material can then be systematically and evenly distributed into the various subsequent mixing tanks for further processing. From there, it goes to a deaerator or to a tank that it enters tangentially, in case of any eventuality that might occur, and then from there it goes to the pasteurizer. Once the product successfully passes through this stage, it then proceeds to a dedicated filler machine and subsequently it moves to the capper for final sealing. Once the cap is applied, it goes through a cooling tunnel, gradual cooling so that at the end we can see that the temperature inside the hot liquid creates a vacuum and the cap appears concave. Then it goes to a specialized coater where the manufacturing date and also the crucial expiration date are clearly printed.
Now we just need to strap this pallet, which is already loaded. We put it here in the machine, and from here it would go directly to the customer, right?
Yes. This, let's say, is the final phase. The product is already packaged, it's been shrink wrapped, and now the strapping begins.
It has been a pleasure meeting you. And the process of what we've done today with the pomegranate, I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
I'm sure we will.
Thank you.
See?
Thank you, and we'll see you later. Eduardo, we've truly reached the very end of this comprehensive and fascinating whole pomegranate process, from the initial moment when it first arrives from the fertile fields, through all the meticulous stages of sorting and preparation, right up to the final careful packaging. We've also gained valuable insights into the diverse markets you diligently supply, and that's pretty much everything significant we have covered here. Wouldn't you agree?
That's right, but you still need to try it, don't you?
I think so.
Well, here we have the pomegranate juice. This drink has up to 4 times more antioxidants than green tea, which is known all over the world.
It's delicious, it's really tasty. Honestly, Eduardo, and these little boxes, I think this is the powder we saw when we were making...
Exactly. We have a study done by Miguel Hernandez University, which shows that one of these capsules is equivalent to a small bottle of this. There are many people who have tried pomegranate juice, but they haven't tried a truly Spanish pomegranate juice produced in the Murcia region.
Well, good. And the important thing is produced in the Murcia region. Thank you. See you around. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Today, here in the heart of the Murcia region, we've seen how the pomegranate grows, ripens, and is transformed into a juice full of color, flavor, and also vitality. We've discovered orchards where fertile soil and generous sunshine combine with the patience and care of those who cultivate each fruit with dedication. We have seen the richness of our land, the tradition of our farmers, and the freshness of each harvest reminds us that in the region of Murcia, not only are fruits produced, but also stories full of flavor and life, where the passion for what is ours blossoms in every fruit.